I'm back. Part 4 of me trying so hard to be reasonable and understanding of where these genders might be coming from, what's going through their minds, or are they just trying to make us sane people go insane? Basically, I'm defining what is a gender and what is not a gender on this Tumblr list. It's pretty great. I swear, some of these genders have to be just like made to freaking mess with people. There is no way that these things actually exist. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and continue. So, Amica gender? A-M-I-C-A gender? A gender that changes depending on which friend you're with at the moment. Okay, in my last video, there's a gender. I forgot which one this already was because my brain doesn't want to remember this. But it just as the same as like being in love or who you're around at the time. Your gender, this is more of a gender experience. But more importantly, this is just normal. People change a lot of who they are when they're around people. That's just kind of, if you know how to socialize, that's kind of a common thing. Like, if I'm around some holiness Pentecostal girls, I'm not, okay, like, there's just some things I'm not gonna do around them that I might do around some of my friends in the LGBT lounge. Or whatever. Like, and, you know, for me, I might act a little more masculine, just so maybe they get the clue that I'm male. Well, while around other people, you know, might act a little more androgynous because there's nothing to really act on masculine feminine wise. That's like just the same as your personality and what you do changes, so does like your masculinity and femininity. But that doesn't mean it creates a whole new gender. A whole new gender with you. Try to forget that, everybody. Try. Just keep trying. Okay, next gender. Ammo gender. Oh, and they're telling us to look at another gender called, oh god, it's called flirt gender. That's exactly what it sounds like. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Oh, hey, a gender. A more gender. A-M-O-R gender. When your gender changes whilst the presence, why do you even have to use the word whilst for? Whilst in the presence of an individual to whom you have developed a deep connection for. This could be a romantic attraction, platonic connection, a spiritual affinity, or anything similar. Do I really have to explain it over and over again? Same thing I said about the friends, same thing I said about romance, same thing I said about being around anybody. God. Why? Oh my gosh, you guys. A real gender popped up. Androgyny. Feeling in between or a combination combination of man or woman, or boy or girl, whatever. For that, that's more of like you know, it's kind of like you're not really identifying as male, you're not identifying as female. You don't really want to be labeled as either which way. And that's what swear, you know, it's just kind of like, it's almost like you don't care, but you don't care so much about gender that it actually kind of bugs you. That's how I'm interpreting it. One of my friends is androgyny, and that's kind of what she's saying. It kind of feels like. So I am kind of going off of that a little bit. Why is this real? Because it's in between masculine, feminine, male, female. It's in between. And it can be very, like, nonchalantly in between, or it can be, like, extremely between. You might lean a little more on the feminine side, you might lean a little more on the masculine side. You know, that's up to you. Honestly, what I kind of think of is not only a combination of feminine and masculine, but maybe even like putting in a little bit of like genderless, but not being genderless at all. Like just because it's not the extremity of having a combination of both, but it is having both. It's kind of like the lighter, nonchalanter ones, to be perfectly honest. And because, you know, and if you don't think that's a real gender, who cares? Most androgyny people probably aren't going to get pissed off at you over it. And you know what? You're allowed to have your opinion. The internet is allowing me to have an opinion? What is this? I'm being an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm annoyed with this. Next gender. Niece gender? I don't have enough time to even do this. Nope, but hey, I'll probably get cut off. Whatever. ANESI gender. Physically feeling like a certain gender, but feeling more comfortable identifying as another.